The first thing we did when we started this project was to walk the entire site. So we put on our boots and hiked through the mud and the snow on a cold January day and walked 2.2 miles in this abandoned corridor and documented it, took it all in, and just tried to establish a sense of the place. It was cold, dark, shadowy, but there was this life that existed, and you could see part of that life that existed in the rails that were still in the ground, some of the old equipment that was still there, the way the building sort of fronted that corridor. You knew that there was something that existed there before. So that was our first sense of this place, and sort of formulated this basis for bringing back this life that was there at one time. The city wants to reestablish the streetcar and the connectivity that used to exist in Salt Lake City in the 1910s and 20s. Salt Lake City had one of the most extensive streetcar lines systems in the United States. So this is their first step into this renaissance of the streetcar. Public involvement was a big part of this project from the start. The first public meeting was really developing or presenting our initial concepts to the public and getting reaction to those ideas. And the first meeting, we had a section through the corridor, through the Greenway. It was about an 8-foot wide section, but it showed everything that we had programmed into that Greenway. It showed the rail, the strolling path, the multimodal path. People really, they stood on it, they could feel what the Greenway was going to feel like. And then they responded to that. They put down their feelings, their thoughts, what they liked, what they disliked. And so that really was one of the first things we used to come up with a plan. We traveled to New York and looked at the High Line and used that as our primary precedent for this project. So this was a little bit different in that the S line is on the ground. It's in an existing corridor. It's not elevated above, but we looked at the High Line as something that would form the basis for this project, something that was very green, bringing something rural almost into this existing urban fabric. What we're hoping to achieve in the next 30 years is an extensive track system that can be utilized by all of the residents of Salt Lake City. Already seen a lot of development in Sugarhouse and in South Salt Lake around the streetcar line. So this is not only a way to bring people to the city and connect the city together, but it's also a development tool that the city's using to develop parts of the city, make these communities more livable, more walkable, and more friendly. So that's the ultimate vision, I think.